All right. Hello, everybody. You get to see a little flash of the wrong screen for a second because it wouldn't be a live stream.
That
We
was a really
are,
quick intro.
yes, it's a mini intro. We are only two of the Nat 30s doing a duet session tonight. I am Izzy, DM, and we have with us Erdnot Brew Bottle.
Hello,
Hey,
hello, hello.
hey,
She's making.
Thorium.
She made me do this. It wasn't my choice. She was like, "You're gonna do a duet."
Yes, it's true. Um, so tonight, we are going to be doing a duet session, which is just I guess it's a fancy way. It's not all that fancy way, but of just doing a one-on-one. Um, Thanks to everybody who's out there in the chat. Draz, Beluga. We have a new person who I've not seen before. Kaz. Is that what I saw? Hold on. I saw you. Um, anyway, I saw somebody named with a new name that I haven't seen, who I believe followed, so thank you for the follow. Thorium out there, and that might be it. Did I miss anybody? Raz Beluga. There's a bunch of you out there. I see you lurking.
All
Uh,
of yous.
all of you. So thank you for coming to hang out. A couple of announcements that we like to get out of the way right in the beginning. Don't forget to use your channel points to enter into our monthly giveaway, which this month is a hard copy of the Art and Arcana D&D book.
Such a cool book.
It's beautiful. It is thick and full of art
With two
and
C's.
two C's. You will be getting it in the mail. It will be mailed to you. If you're
You could kill a
international,
man with that book.
I no questions asked. We will be sending it international, domestic, either way. So make sure to use your channel points. You can also use your exclamation points to get extra tickets. So just something to think about as you are watching. The more channel points, the more you watch, the more channel points you get. The more channel points you get, you can enter as many times as you want. I think we have Darius Null might have like 6 or 7 entries, but we have somewhere between like 12 and 14 entries. So you guys got to give Darius Null a run for his money. What else do we have? What else am I forgetting? Because I'm already forgetting stuff. Oh, the word of the week.
Cracker? Skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
Oh, that's right, because we initially thought Red Rocket, but didn't want people to
Yeah,
write
no,
down.
we don't. Yeah. So the word of the week, Skyrocket. For those of you out there who are watching who are local to Acushnet, Fairhaven, New Bedford, Fall River area, you can go to the Armory in Fairhaven, Tabletop Games in Westport, or New England Comics in New Bedford, and enter in the jar at the front desk, the Nat 30s jar, and potentially win some in-store stuff. So
Right, there's no rule about like doing it to each store.
no, in fact, please go to each store if you can, and go check out what they all have. We are supporting our local businesses and want everybody to succeed, and are happy to partner with all of them. So please go to all of them. It increases your chance of winning something. And then what else? Nothing?
I think so.
All right. So, oh, there is something else. On Tuesday, for those of you who are going to hang out with us, it is our anniversary stream on January 19th, 9 p.m. We're going to try to have the whole crew with us. And all we're going to be doing all night is just chatting and doing giveaways, courtesy of Tabletop Games in Westport, one of our partners in the compound. Definitely come. There's going to be dice and cards. Beluga's going to be there, and then I believe maybe our like larger giveaway is going to be a starter kit. I have to confirm. I should have gone there today to get the stuff, but I will go on Monday. But we will have like one big book or something that will be part of the giveaways. So just come hang out. And then on Thursday, we'll be continuing with our Murderer's Fjord one-shot, and then Saturday will be a long-awaited Bums of Greenest with the full group, or most of the group. Missing 2, but we're going to get started and keep going, although the PCs will all be there, so.
It
All
just
right.
might not be as in the forefront.
Right. And as soon as the other 2 can continue joining us, they will pop back in as soon as they can. But in the meantime, we're going to continue with the story. So tonight, we are doing an Erdnot Brew Bottle flashback. So we can go ahead and let's get started.
Man.
Huh?
Oh, man.
All right, so this takes place approximately 156 years, give or take a few years, before the current Bums of Greenest campaign. So Erdnot Brew Bottle, you are standing in front of the Veer Plains Council of Elders several days after the evening when Dario Vandrin, the slaver, was brought before them and sentenced. You've been trying to request an opportunity to speak to the prisoner, but you've been repeatedly told to wait. This night, they have finally called him forth. Or you forth, not him. He's dead. Not forth. The tavern hall, which is regularly converted to hold council meetings in this small town, is actually quite full of dwarves, including the council, though it doesn't seem to be a public meeting. Dwarves of all shapes, sizes, tones, and attire are standing in the room, respectfully addressing Erdnot. The 6 council members also address you, and just to give a reminder of who they are, as you look across this long table that is set out typically, most likely for just large parties who may be coming into this smaller tavern. It is 6-person seating across, and from the right going to the left is the elders in order of age, and you will have gotten to know them. So to the furthest right, the oldest, the highest ranking person on the council is Grunka. She has extremely long white hair that reaches down to the back of her knees, then one large braid down the middle with smaller braids on each side. She's fairly small, under 4 feet tall, 3'9". Thin, she has these piercing emerald eyes. She's very old, and she actually holds the record for the longest serving elder on the council in clan history. She's outspoken, she doesn't mince words, and when she speaks, others quiet down right away and listen. Because of her age and wisdom, she commands the utmost respect. Then seated next to her is Norzad. He has flaming red hair with silver streaks all through it, despite his age being over 300 years old. His mustache is long and braided. His beard is bushy and chest length. He's bald on top of his head, but he tries to comb over some hair to hide it. He's 4'2"-ish, very plump with these golden eyes. He's very jovial, and he mostly listens with a big smile on his face, and he's known to let out like these boisterous laughs whenever he hears something he finds amusing, even if others don't. And he almost always sides with Grunka on rulings, but enjoys giving her a hard time about everything. And those are the eldest. In the center are the peak. Bardrum, who would be about 250 years old at this time, bald, gray and white flecked beard that reaches to the floor and is impeccably manicured, consisting of about 100 individual braids. 4 foot tallish, although he used to be a lot bigger. Wise and forthright, but he is starting to perhaps go blind. There are little signs of it that he is trying to ignore. Next to him is Liznera, about 220-ish, gray and white hair that's kept in Leia-like buns on the side of her head. Thin for a dwarf, she tends to stay on the quiet side while Fardrum takes the lead at meetings. And then to the far left are the youngest members of the council, those who would be closer to your age, the footling. Miss Mila, about 130 years old, probably a couple decades younger than you, blonde hair that's kept in multiple braids and often tied in a ponytail, these dark gray eyes. She's fairly tall, 4'5", and she presents herself as calm, in control, reasonable, approachable, empathetic. Next to her, the young, actually, next. Next to her is Gimrig, light brown hair, beard in 3 large braids that end mid-chest, brown eyes. He rarely speaks. It seems to be a theme that you have gotten to see among the council, where there's an outspoken and then a partner who kind of is in the background a little bit, but there for support. So Erdna, as you stand in front of the council with your fellow dwarves all around you in the room, Grunka, the head of the council, stands up and she addresses you. And she says, Erdnot, son of Udoros the Judicious, thank you for meeting with us and thank you for your patience. We understand you have been looking to ask questions of the slaver.
I have, oh great and wise one.
So you see, when you say that, you see a couple of the council members kind of, there's a look just between a couple of them. And then Grunka tilts her head slightly, looking down the table towards the youngest member of the council, and says, Miss Mila, if you would. And as Grunka sits, Miss Mila, again about your age, stands and acknowledges Grunka with a slight nod before turning to you, Erdnot. And she says, Erdnot, son of Udoros the Judicious, your bravery and honor are to be celebrated among the Loafbeards, Brew Bottles, Ore Rocks, High Fields, and all of Dwarvenkind. We know you had planned to speak with the prisoner, but I regret the council must inform you that he did not survive our own interrogations. You hear this loud spit sound, and everybody kind of like looks over, and in the center of the table, so all eyes turn to the center, looks over, and you see Fardrum, who looks unapologetically at you. And he says, may his name be forgotten and his ashes shat out by worms for eternity.
Or no, just kind of do one of these. You don't disrespect the elders.
Hey Graham and Goldilocks. Thanks for joining us. So Miss Mila turns and looks back at you, or not. However, our own methods were productive. We were able to glean that Kathja is to the north, in a cave, in the Cloud Peaks. Or at least, that was the most promising lead that was given. The slaver gave several locations, so we will start with that one. Erdnot, did you have any questions for the council?
Have I already taken, like, an oath of vengeance or Like, is it already like known that that I'm
Yeah.
to go on this?
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. And now to where is this land? I'm not familiar with it.
So Miss Mila looks and she says, "The cloud peaks are what separate from the Sword Coast. They are to the north. It should only take you a few days to get there."
Did he say what kind of guard this Katja has?
Unfortunately, he gave little detail.
Perhaps a description then.
As far as we know, it is a cave, a cavern. We have informed the group that will be accompanying you, and she looks over your shoulder a bit, and they will be able to guide you. But I will lead that to the other council members. Find comfort in the fact that his body was burned, and his ashes were scattered in the dirt. And again, you hear the spitting sound as Fardrum spits on the ground. Myself,
I do.
Gimrig, and a couple of the Loafbeard citizens helped with the interrogation, and we were able to find a decent amount of information. Should this first lead prove unfruitful, we have others, but we hope it will be good.
I have vowed to take as long as necessary. I will complete this mission until I succeed or until I no longer breathe.
As you finish saying that, you see Gimrig, who sits to the, technically the right, but your left, of Miss Miley. He stands up, and when he does, she sits down, and he says, "Erdnot, son of Udoros the Judicious, we will ask that your daughter, Dratha, not accompany you on this journey. It's important that some leadership of the Brewbottle clan stays with the Loafbeards to help pass along the knowledge and to keep up the morale of the remaining clan members given the recent trauma."
I agree, wholeheartedly.
She will likely be upset, as she has been heard expressing her anger. However, we hope you will be able to help her understand that her duty goes beyond this mission.
Aye, we all know our duties. She is young, but she will understand and obey.
Very good. And he sits down. And then you see the jovial, like a big smile, Norzad, the second one in after Grunka. He stands up with his red hair. And he looks down the table and says, "Thank you, Miss Mila. Gimrig, Erdnot Brewbottle, we have gathered many of our finest from the Loafbeards, Orrocks, and the Highfields to go with you on this mission." And you see him nod, and behind you, 3 dwarves step forward that are then followed by over a half dozen more. And Norzad smiles as he does. And he says, "Roni Orrock, who has the blessing of Moradin himself, and this lighter-skinned female dwarf with a clean-shaven face and brown curly hair, wearing a chainmail with a long sword by her side. She steps forward and nods. I wonder if I can... Yeah, there you go.
She's a looker.
Yeah. And Northad continues, "Shaken Highfield, whose music inspires the mightiest of dwarves." And a darker-skinned female dwarf with a bit of stubble and dark brown hair, steps forward. A lyre is slung over her back, and a rapier hangs from her belt. They're all lookers. And Norzad continues, an Ulal Loafbeard, who has the ear of the Maulhammers. And another lighter-skinned male dwarf pulls a hood down off of his head, and revealing his face with these thick mutton chops and a beard that's like clean-shaven at the chin. And there's a light crossbow at his side, and he also nods at you as he stands there. And Norzad continues, they will lead the fine folk behind you on your mission north. And, oh, I knew it. I was waiting for it. So, they all kind of nod, and then Norzad looks at you and he says, we have one final honor for you, Erdnot, son of Udoros. And then you see Norzad just makes eye contact with Roni, who turns and walks back where he was standing. And as he does, he's wearing a cloak with the hood that he pulled down. And as he walks back towards the table, his cloak swings out of the way. And it's almost like this is going to be a theme in your life, although you don't know it yet. 156 years early. As his cloak swings out of the way, you notice that... Hold on, I gotta just double check what he is. Oh, yes, okay. This warlock's clothing, because he wears little to no armor of any kind, there's only leather armor, tight up at the top, but as he walks away, you see the leather pants that he is donning, very tight around the rump, but not the best one that you've ever seen. It is a little bit kind of, like he could work out more, and there's a little bit of slack given that you wouldn't expect given the tightness of the leather pants. And it takes him quite a bit of time. Maybe time slows down as you're watching and it goes like... But eventually he makes it back, the cloak kind of shimmying back and forth. You keep getting glimpses. Hey, initiatively. Abaddon's father would be only slightly impressed. You see him, he lifts this large warhammer of iron and gold, and with a head twice the size of Erdnot's. He carries it back to Erdnot and presents it, extending the hammer to him. And Roni says, Erdnot, son of Udoros, the Orok clan is proud to have forged this great warhammer for you. It has been infused by our forge clerics with the Brubottle blood and a message of remembrance. May it guide you on your path of vengeance. May it strike down the enemy responsible for this atrocity. May we be by your side when it lands the final blow. As you take the warhammer, it drops slightly as the craftsmanship kind of masks how heavy it actually is. Turning it over in your hands, you see engraved on the side. What does it say, Erdnot?
It says... Oh, that is the wrong file. One moment. The file closed on Erdnot.
My dog is screaming in the background. That's the noise you're hearing right now.
It says, for my clan and kin, Clan Brewbottle, slain by the hands of giants on the bidding of the conniving Katja, whose spilt blood I will avenge and honor I shall restore, so I swear before the faces of Moradin and Hensieth. as he reads that, he would nod at the dude with the leather butt pants that gave it to him, and then turn back to the council and just bow, and it's like, this is truly an honor, one that I will hopefully earn.
Norzad, who is still standing up, he says, Erdnot, Brewbottle, you have already earned it. I only hope that with the help that we have given and we are providing, that we may bring vengeance down upon whoever brought this to the doorstep of the Brewbottle clan. Whoever this Kathja may be. Make a perception check.
Oh, the character sheet in Foundry is my modern day character sheet, so I have to use.
If you go to the actor, no, if you go down to the flashbacks, you should have access to the young Erdnot.
Where's flashbacks?
Under actors. You see it?
Oh, okay. Yep. There he is with all that hair. What am I doing? Perception?
Yep. That's better than it was. So when you see Norzad talking, out of the corner of your eye, you see the two youngest members, the ones who are the same age as you. You see Miss Mila and Gimrig. They kind of like exchange a look with each other and then look back in your direction. Is there anything else you want to ask the council, or anything else Erdnot would have asked the council at this meeting?
When do I leave?
Norzad sits back down as he sees Grunka begins to stand, and she looks at you and says, "It is up to you, Erdnot. Whenever you are ready, our people are ready."
Thank you. He looks at them all up and down the rows. Says, you have all brought great honor to me. I will find this Katja. I will get vengeance for my clan and restore honor to all of us. No one will dare attack any of our clans again. He just bows.
They
turns
all
to the
bow their heads to you as well.
turns to the I already forgot their names, the two
Ro-
lookers and the dude with the butt, and goes, rest up. We will leave in the morning.
Yes, sir. It says Roni, Orok. And everyone begins to shuffle out of the chamber. So as you leave the tavern, I assume, and head back to the small home that's been given to yourself and your daughter, Dratha. Dratha's waiting impatiently for your return. She's clearly been pacing and stops mid-stride as you enter, and she kind of bounds up to you almost like a child, even though she is approximately, 40-something at this point?
Should be 41 at this
41.
point. And that's just out of, that's just barely adulthood.
Yeah. So she comes up and she says, "So, did they allow you to speak to the pile of shit? What did you learn?"
Calm yourself, my little hop flower. He
I
did
wish-
not survive the initial interrogation.
And she looks really disappointed when you say that. Or she just kind of looks around the room, She says, I wish I could have been there to see his last breath. And then she spits on the ground too.
They did get information. I leave in the morning. I leave in the morning.
Her eyes, she just looks you straight in the face. Says, and I leave with you, horse.
No, you do not. You are to stay here, for you have an equally important task. I will seek out vengeance for our people, but you will lead our people into a new day. That is your task now.
She says, Da, that is bullshit, and you know it. That's just something you say to a child that you want to keep at home. I belong on the field of battle with you, avenging the Brubotto clan.
I would appreciate your acts with me, but we have to think about what's left of our clan in its future. We both cannot be gone. A Broodbottle must lead the Broodbottle clan, or else it will no longer be a clan.
There are plenty of Brubottles here. I am not the only one.
There are plenty of Brewbottles of our clan, but not of our blood. You are of my blood, and my blood of my father and my grandfather who founded the Brewbottle clan. It falls to you.
I don't like it.
You may not like it, but it is your duty, and you will carry it out.
She kind of looks over your shoulder there and can see, says, look at this. What is this beautiful creature? She reaches around to try to grab the warhammer that you have on your back. They gave you this to fight them with?
Ah, yes. Forged by the clerics of the Aurochs. Fine piece of craftsmanship. Forged with the blood of our clan members within it. Me read the inscription.
She takes it and inspects it. She says, are you sure I can't go with you?
You must stay here. Not only is it what I want, it is what the council demands as well.
Whatever.
This should not take very long.
I just want to be there. I want to see their face, whoever they are. It's not fair.
I understand. I will gladly describe it to you.
Okay. Well, I've made dinner. So she sets out all of the food that she spent a little while making, as she is an anxious chef, one of those people who cooks when they're anxious. So
you model her after me.
So you have your meal that night with your daughter, say your goodbyes, and then in the morning you set out. At the there's no gate in Veer Plains at this time. It is a small village, almost 100% dwarven. So you meet at the front entrance to the town with all of your dwarven companions. The leadership consisting of Roni, Orok, Shaken, Highfield, and Ulal Loafbeard. And you all head north towards the cloud peaks which separate on from the Sword Coast. All right.
Traveling music. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding.
So, as you head north into the mountains, in the beginning, it takes several days to travel north, but and you're trying to get to the area where you were instructed to start. The winds pick up. I can hear like something in the background, like it sounds like a fan or something. The winds begin to pick up as you go, and it's fairly uneventful as you head up north. Some days.
Is the fan noise better?
No, it's still there.
I can't get rid of it.
It just started out of nowhere.
I mean, it's the laptop fan, but you shouldn't be able to hear it.
Oh.
I have too many tabs open, I think. But I can't shed any of them because I need them.
Okay. So you head north through the cloud peaks. Your companions, you're all able to chat. There's not too much like small talk necessarily, but Roni and Shaken and Ulal are able to speak with you about where they've come from, looking forward to the annual festival that takes place every year. Just kind of general conversation. As it starts to get colder, the conversation dwindles a little bit. When at long last you do see the mouth of a cave that matches the description that Roni and Shaken and Ulal have been given, the wind is like picking up all around, and it is getting colder.
How many people are in this group?
There are about 10. And then you. So, oh, and you know what? I meant to have this going. How annoying is that? I don't even do the thing. So now we're switching over to the one that is relevant to what you see. So you enter or see the mouth of this cave, and as you come in there, the wind, you can hear it on the outside. I'm going to switch over to the tabletop here. Can you see yourself on the screen?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. So you entered into the mouth of the cave here. And you can hear the blizzard winds behind. And the crew all behind you. It's a very nondescript cave. Very cold on the inside. There are little ice shards that shows that there's some kind of like condensation or some kind of water, because there's these shards like that appear to be dripping down from the ceiling. It's quiet inside. Ulal looks at you and says, "So this is it." This is where
And
we were
again,
instructed.
tell me, what are we supposed to find in here?
Well, we weren't given too much information from the council other than a potential base of operations. Katja may be in here, or may have people in here. At least that is what the slaver implied, according to the information we were given.
He turns and looks at everyone in the group. If we do not find this Kathja here, we will need information. Try to take high-ranking prisoners if we can. Or any documents we can find.
And they all kind of nod. All right. After you.
Is that like two paths, two tunnels that I'm looking at?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that would indicate which way I should go? Is there any like light coming down any of the tunnels, or is there any warm air coming from either one of them?
Make a survival check. Is the fog of war open to you, or can you only see black?
I can only see black.
Okay. It's a 15. So looking down at the ground, you can see, interestingly, different types of animal tracks leading into this cavern. You don't see any footprints. You don't see any light coming from either side. The light that's coming in, it is about midday-ish at the time that you are entering this cave. And so the only light that you can see is what your dark vision shows you and what the light from the outside shows.
All right. Let's say we will go this way.
Okay. So they all follow you as you head. Here, I'll just move.
Am I moving it, or are you moving it?
I can just move the whole group. This other group is they're like token things, so don't move them separate. So as you head in further, you see evidence of perhaps small animals that have, like, small as in, I would say, like wolf size, not because there are much larger animals in this world. Maybe taking refuge from any storms in this little cavern. And as you come around the bend here, you notice that it just kind of swings around. There are little bits of like food and broken. Sorry, I'm just doing multiple things at once. Broken sticks and things like that. Little nests that appear to have been gathered and stuffed into corners, but no signs of any life at the moment.
All right. We will press on.
So you continue on, coming around the bend. And at this point you see that had you gone the other way, it just kind of all loops together. The snow is almost like blown in the section that you're in, but then as you start to continue forward in this cave, it gets a little bit more icy, like chunks of ice, like there is some water or something that drips down at some point. You guys are all following you.
I like how the four of us go first, and then the other one's like, hup, 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 hup.
There appear to be more nests made throughout this area that you can see. Different types of animals, but strangely, just nothing here. There are no signs of humanoid life in this area.
You would turn to one of them and say, I don't think he gave you accurate information.
Ulal looks at you and he says, I received my information from the council, but they could be further in. Maybe there's a secret tunnel, or we should clear the cave, I would say.
I agree. Let us go cautiously.
All right. So you can move yourself, and I'll have everybody follow you. Where are you going? Oh, son of a bitch. Come on. They're all on this one thingy.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So,
And
go ahead.
that looks like a dead end to the north of me. Do I see anything of note in there?
Make a perception check.
Nope, don't see shit.
No, in fact, in that area, you don't even see any of the nests or anything. It's just kind of like an area where it almost appears that the ice kind of builds up and then comes down. It's like this weird looking, I won't say rocky, but just like natural but strange looking buildup of ice.
Alright. Just keep going. Is that to the right? Just another loop around?
To the right?
Right over this way? Is that just loop back
Yes,
to where we
that
came?
loops back. You can see that loops back to the entrance of the cave.
Alright.
So you all come down into this area. It's like a tension-filled but also quiet trek through this cave. Takes several minutes, and like you can hear your footsteps kind of crunching in the snow and then crunching on the ice. You do see, as you start to move into this area, little bits of bone and like what appears to be like this is where some kind of animal has been eating. You can hear like the dripping of water from somewhere else in the cave.
Alright. Let's keep going this way. And that's just another dead end.
Make another perception check. So you begin to hear as you're walking along, and you're like, it's like crunch, crunch, your feet are going through. You start to hear and feel this like low rumbling underneath your feet. And a 15 is high enough that as the rumbling starts, you kind of like look over at Ulal. So Ulal, Roni, and Shakan, they all kind of like look at each other and then they look at you. And you can feel the like rumbling underneath your feet. As you are standing there, you see your people are all like kind of following. And then you suddenly start to see these things like dropping from the ceiling onto the people. And so like it's just like poop, poop. And you see like one of them drops on one of your companions, dwarven companions there, and they go like, oh, and they start to like scream, and all of these little things start dropping from the ceiling. And then up from underneath your feet, a huge creature busts out from under the ice.
Eee.
Right next to you, and all of these small little creatures fall from the ceiling on top of your companions. And so you see this large insect-like creature. I'm just going to find it and then show the picture up here before I have us roll for initiative. Young, there it is. It kind of busts out with all these all these little legs just kind of like coming out. It's the long antenna comes out, the thing flares out, and it makes this horrible creaturey noise that I don't know how to make. And it's right in front of you, much larger than you are. And I'm gonna have you roll for initiative.
This is what I expect. This is what I signed up for. Supposed to be looking for a dude.
So the way that this is gonna work is you have 4 companions.
Is that thing called South Young Ramirez?
A what?
Ramirez.
Ramirez.
South Young Ramirez.
I'm gonna get rid of the South. That's like a thing that it puts in automatically. It's just a young Ramirez. It's south, like east or north. What's Yeezy's baby called?
Yeah, I think north. Don't they have 4? So don't they have like north, south, east, and west? No.
Blue isn't blue, or maybe that's Beyonce. Ooh, is that too loud, guys? Let me know.
It's fine for me.
It might be too loud. I think it's too loud on the stream. This particular song. All right, the rumble stops. Okay, there we go. It was the rumble that was loud. Okay. So, hey Estrada. Nice to see you. Okay, so whoops, that's not what I want. I want this. All right, so you rolled. We've got all of bloodthirsty Roni, apparently, a bungling Shaken, and an artful Ulal. I didn't realize that it had added all those things to their names. All right. So you have a party of 4 essentially, because the others are all going to be fighting off these little creatures that they look like worms, kind of, with like these little pincers that have fallen. They're like icicle white, kind of clear, and they've fallen, and there's just tons of them just dropping on from the ceiling on your other companions here. So what the heck does this mean? Oh, that's the number of hit points. Okay. So first up is actually Ulal. He is going to cast hold on. Double checking what I've got here, because there's 3 different things that people can do. So he is going to, like, almost as a reaction, he just like reaches out and he casts Eldritch Blast on the large creature.
I don't have that ability anymore.
So, oh, and that's a natural one. So it's like he's standing there when all of a sudden it just like busts up out from underneath his feet, kind of throwing him back a little bit. He lets out the Eldritch Blast, but it badly misses the young Remoraz, as it says there. And he is going to stay where he is in the moment as 1 second, I believe. I'm gonna pull up his shit here. Okay. Yep, that's all he can do. Hex is not a bonus action, is it? You don't have Hex, do you? It is a bonus action.
I do, but I don't have it anymore.
Okay. He is going to, as a bonus action, cast Hex on the creature as well.
God, I'm really quickly trying to prepare spells because I didn't beforehand, and I'm just like, fucking paladin, like almost everything is a goddamn concentration.
Anyway, this thing is hexed, so I'll just put this on. Hex, 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 hex. Where is it? I'll find it. Alright, I'm putting this. Nope, I'm putting. Alright, I'm putting restrained on it just because I need a marker. Okay, next is actually the Remoraz. So this one is, as Ulal reached out and with the Eldritch Blast, it is going to attack Ulal with its bite attack. Oof. That's a nat 20. So it bites down with its like crazy looking mouth there, multiple like mandible type things, the little teeth coming out the side, and it doesn't have the damage, so let me see. What is the damage? $3d10 plus. Oof. Oh, that was a plus though. Oh yeah, right. All right, so we've got, damn. Oh yeah, no, he was down.
You needed an eye? Because that, if anything, justifies an eye.
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream. Yeah, we'll do the Wilhelm scream. So the hex goes away immediately, and he drops to the ground as this thing bites, and you see like, so as this creature has like busted out from underneath the ice, you feel this intense heat that is radiating off of it, which is, you know, like immediately you're like, I'm in an ice like cavern here in the mountains. What is this creature with so much heat coming off of it? But you don't have time really to assess that. But it, as it bites down, you can hear, like, you hear the sizzling of it, of the heat just coming off of it when it bites down into Ulal. And yeah, he does his little and then he's out. He's done for now. That was 44 50 points of piercing damage with that critical hit. So He is down. Okay. And that is going to be its turn, which is a pretty good turn. It's feeling pretty confident. Next is you see Roni, who is actually like trying to fight her way through the her companions here. She comes charging forward, and she is going to attack the big creature here. She is going to use her longsword to attack. I don't know why the damage is not there. It's a little bit weird. So that is an 8, which does not hit. She charges forward. And let's see, as a bonus action, she is going to cast, I'm just going to double check Sanctuary here. She is going to cast Sanctuary on you. So she reaches out as she swings with her sword, probably why she missed, and she casts Sanctuary on you. I'm gonna put that. Alright. I'm gonna put it as like a holy shield, but that means that anytime something tries to attack you, it has to do a wisdom save, or and if it fails, it has to attack somebody else. Next is Shaken, who is actually going to run up to she's gonna run up to what's his face, and for her action she's going to like drag him away from the creature. So she uses her action, she's gonna pull him away. Although she is going to try to use herself as like the distraction to do that. So it's going to take an attack of opportunity on, well, no, technically, mechanically, it would take an attack of opportunity on him because he is being pulled out of its
mouth.
Thing. We're not, well, it'll let go, but so it's going to attack. Oops, it's going to attack him. Oh, damn. Yep, that is a hit. So he loses, he's not awake to scream out, but it like bites down, and you can hear what's her face here, Shaken yells out, and she is, let me see, for her, she should have an inspiration because she is a bard. Oh, she does, bardic inspiration. She is going to, like belts out this like little ditty, this little like tune real quick in your direction, and gives you bardic inspiration.
How does that work? So we've never had a bard in our
a d6. So once in the next 10 minutes, you can roll a d6 and add the number to an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. You can use the inspiration after you know, or after you make the roll. Like once you see what the roll is, You can use the inspiration, you just have to use it before I say whether it succeeds or fails. So you have 1d6. And now it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to, as a bonus action, cast my Vow of Enmity on it, so that I gain advantage on attack rolls against it for 1 minute.
Okay.
And then I'll just, I will swing the old hammer. Where is my inventory? There we go. Tech Fantiage. All right. It's 26.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. So roll a damage. I'm going to also, so I'm going to roll the damage, then I'm going to smite it at 2nd level.
Okay.
So that's a 13, but hold on. It's been a while, I have to recalculate this, so. Alright. So, 3d8.
So we are fighting this.
Alright, so 13 plus 11.
13 plus 11?
Yep, so it's 24.
All right.
And I'm a level 5. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I get another attack.
Okay. When you hit, you strike with the hammer, and are able to, like, you channel that energy through. When your hammer hits the back end of this creature, you feel like this flash of heat just like explodes off of it, hitting you for 7 points of fire damage. As you make contact, and it's just like right in your face and arms, and then it like slowly starts to turn in your direction.
All right.
Again. And as you're fighting this, you can see and hear like the other dwarves around. They're like trying to rip these like, oh, thanks, Moral. You get a inspiration. You're inspired. You get a D4 and a D6 that you can use.
All right.
The other dwarves are trying to rip these like probably 1.5 foot long, like wormy things that have dropped onto the ceiling. They're throwing them on the ground. There's yelling and screaming. You can see like some of them are like latching onto necks, and they're like fighting all of this in the cave.
That sounds like fun. All right. Oh, did I press that twice? I pressed that twice. So we're gonna do an advantage, and then
another
so that's 26. So yeah, I'm gonna use another smite, but I'm gonna save my last 2nd level, so this will be a 1st level smite.
Thank you for the bit. I have to write that down to make sure it's added.
So 12 total damage on that one.
All right, 12 damage. Okay. And then as you hit again, another blast of heat and fire that like singes your armor and your arms for 8 points of damage. All right. All done?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna make a roll. Whew, that was Okay. So you see Ulal does like a little cough. Some blood comes up, but he is still breathing. Next is the remora. So it getting hit by you, it turns its head in your direction, and it lets out this like skittery like, and it's going to bite at you. Let me shift this over so people can actually see what's going on, including myself. And the Remoraz is going to bite. Oof, that's a 23 to hit.
You have some sort of blessing
yes.
thing on me or something?
I forgot about that. Yes, so Sanctuary, so as it goes to bite you, it has to make a wisdom save. Let's just see what that ends up being. It's a nat 1. So it has to choose another target. So it goes to like lunge in your direction, and then it's almost like this, like it just rears back suddenly, which is very strange. And then it just like turns around suddenly and snaps over at Roni. All right, so target you, that one, get rid of this, and it's gonna bite at Roni. 21 to hit, and that is 17 points of damage. So it like snaps down, and you see it like grab onto Roni's arm. She yells out, and then you can hear the sizzling as her skin is like burning underneath the armor. So that is.
So is this thing like outwardly made of ice, but inside is like fire?
No, it's like it looks like this just large insectoid creature, and it's just like radiating heat off of it. It doesn't look like it's made of ice. It's just like it looks like a big centipede, nasty centipede thing. It doesn't look like it belongs here, but all right. That is its turn. Let me see, actually, how's it doing? Yeah, that's its turn. Roni, for her turn, she is going to, taking a look at what she can do. All right. I'm going to take a look at this divine health. What is that? Oh, immune to disease. Gotcha. All right, so with her bonus action, she is going to she's actually going to move herself over. So about here. Nope, she's going to move herself like right here. Right there. And she is going to attack it with her longsword using Thunderous Smite. Oops. If she can. And that is a nat 20, so yes. So, she is going to Thunderous Smite. Where is my longsword? I have to figure out. Alright. Critical hit damage. And then with the Thunderous Smite, the first time you hit with this, audible, so just suddenly this like loud thunder sound just like emanates off of everything all around you, and it does an additional 2d6 of thunder damage. Oops, I typed that in wrong. And only 2, but the Remoraz is pushed back 10 feet Hey, Darius Nault. And takes damage. So you see it gets hit, and then it does like and goes backwards. All right. Let's see. That is going to be her turn. Next, you see Shaken the bard. She reaches down and she is going to cast Cure Wounds on Ulal. So she casts Cure Wounds, and I forgot to give them spell slots, so let me just do that real quick so that they can cast their shit. Whoops. Okay, so Cure Wounds. She reaches down, casts this on Ulal, and you see a little bit of life come back into him. There's 6 points of healing. So, and then she kind of like again drags him a little bit away from where these piercers are dropping from the ceiling and piercing the friends, the friends. And that is going to be her turn. It is your turn, Erdnot.
Alright. Gonna cast Divine Favor as a bonus action. Gives my weapon attacks an extra 1d4 radiant damage.
Oh, you know what, too? I'm going to make a con check because every time... Oh, wait. Sorry. Forgot to roll for the damage that was done against Roni as well. Alright. So as she hit the creature, she also took fire damage again. She yells out in pain as the fire... She does not look great, but she's hanging on. Alright. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I say. I wish I had like some cold magic that I could fucking dump on this thing, but I don't. Yeah, no, I cast Divine Favor, so it adds a 1d4 radiant damage to my attacks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do Hunter's Mark instead, because it actually gives me a little more damage than the 1d4.
Okay.
And I will take... I think I have 3 or 4 javelins.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a javelin, which do I have that prepared here? I don't have the... Oh, I do. Okay. And I'm just gonna lunge it at this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. 16 does hit.
Thank you, advantage. So a 12 plus a 1d6 for Hunter's Mark.
16?
Yep.
Alright. So the javelin sinks into one of the, like, right in between some of the, almost like the segments of its body, and it lets out this, like, screech. Anything else? Are you gonna move?
No burn damage, right? Because I'm not...
No.
I didn't know what the range of its heat burst was.
Nope.
I get another attack, so I'm going to take another javelin.
Okay.
And huck it at it. Wait, why is it not working? Hold on, there we go. And
That hit.
right.
That's a 24 to hit.
4, so 13 plus 1d6. 14, so 14.
All right.
No, yeah, 15.
15?
15, yep. Total.
All right, so you strike it again, and this thing squeals and screams, and it's not looking awesome. Is that it?
That's, yep. I'm just gonna stand his ground. That's all I
Okay.
can do for now.
All right, top of the round. So as this happens, one of these things drops down from the top of the cavern here, and actually you just start seeing them dropping in your direction. They just go, boop, and they all start to drop. They're still fighting them over here in this section, but I'm not going to keep all these ones over there. As these start to drop from the ceiling.
And like, do they look like spawn of this thing, or are
No,
they just a
they look
completely
like
unrelated
totally
creature?
different creature that probably like takes advantage of the fact that there are things that might come into this cavern. Like this is maybe a symbiotic relationship. So 2 of them drop down in your direction, or not. And 1 of them is going to attack you. Actually, 2 of them are going to attack you.
Do I still have that protection thing that was cast on me, or is that a concentration?
You still do have it because she didn't lose her concentration. Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess drop is an attack. That's fine. So it's dropping down on top of you. Whoops. I don't know why it didn't show it, but it's an 8 plus 3, so that's an 11, so that misses. And then another one. That does hit. So let me just double check what that said, because it was actually quite a bit. Okay. So it drops down on top of you. Woo. Doing 21 points of damage.
Jesus.
It drops down and like it just like sinks down into your.
Did it do its save thing? The wisdom?
Oh shit,
save?
I forgot, sorry. Wisdom. I'm gonna have to roll all over again too. If it doesn't make the wisdom save. Which it does not. Alright, so it is right next to what's her face? So it's gonna try to do its thing with her instead. That's an 11, that does not hit. And so it misses. So it drops down and it's like it's coming in your direction and then suddenly it like veers off to the side. And it has to try to attack Roni, but then misses. And then this third one is going to also attack her. As another one drops down from the ceiling. And it kind of like splats on the 2 of them like hit the ground and then they start to like scoot away, like they're trying to get back to a wall to drop again. All right. Actually, all 3 of them hit the ground and start like scooting back over to the wall. Next is Ulal, who is up but not doing awesome. He is going to, let's see, he is going to use, well, he's going to do his Eldritch Blast, because that's what you do.
Damn right.
So he reaches out in the direction of the Remoraz, and he is going to try to do his Eldritch Blast. That hits. And I think no matter what, you see the Remoraz, it like starts to turn and like burrow its way down into the ground. Like the ice is melting all around it as it's heading down underneath the ice. And that does. I don't know why it's not showing me the damage again. That's okay. 9 points of damage. So he kind of like is still sitting up. Oh yeah, that's all I needed. He just sits up from being revived, and he reaches out with his hand, and you see the blast of energy. It slams into the body of the Remoraz that's sticking out, and you see it like squirm and wiggle, and then it just like goes limp with its head buried underneath the ice.
So you're saying its ass is sticking out?
Its ass is out. It's ass up.
Face down, ass up.
There you go. Okay. So Roni comes over and she stomps on one of the she stomps down on actually no, she's just gonna use her long sword. Long sword against one of these little creatures. She attacks it. Aim to hit. That does hit. And oh, not much. 4 points of damage. Okay. Then Jaqen, she starts running around trying to help. She is actually going to cast Cure Wounds one more time on Ulal because he's not looking great. With his 6 hit points. Come on. Doesn't take that many. Oh, virtual tabletops. I love them so much, but they also can be very annoying sometimes. 1d8 plus... Okay. Alright, so he gets another 8. He's looking a little bit better. That would have been way too much better. Okay. And these little creatures still are dropping from the ceiling. And when you look up, you see that there's just like a ton of them, like up on the ceiling. And Shekan like yells out. You can't see her from behind where she is. Like well, you can just barely make her out. And she says, "We should run! We should go!" She yells in your direction, and you see her look down, like trying to help Ulal up. And she looks over to the others that are in the group, and she goes, "Go out of the cave!"
Out as in this direction is where she's indicating?
No, she's saying like back the way you guys came. Like this direction.
That's where we came from, right?
This is where you came from, not down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And actually she is there. The rest of them, they all do start like running out of the cave.
Can I see any of those things hanging over this way? Are they only in this chamber?
You can see them. It appears that kind of like once you cross a threshold into like this whole area, there's just a ton of them up on the ceiling, and it does appear that they are like up that way too.
Or not really wants to press on.
Do what you gotta do.
Well, if I kill him now, I create a time paradox.
You can't kill him. But what would he have done?
Trying to think, what would a young Erd have done? You wouldn't want to waste the lives of other valiant dwarfs, but he wants to press forward. As they're running away, he's like looking down the tunnel, but he's looking at the other ones all pretty hurt. And then he goes, "Out of the cave! Run!"
All right. So are you running?
Yes.
Okay.
As the no names are like, "Let's get the hell out of here!"
They all have names, actually. Every single one of them.
You can't name red shirts, then they can't die.
They all have names. All right. Are you using your movement? It's your turn in.
Oh yeah, I guess I would disengage and I was gonna say dash, but I can't disengage and dash,
No,
right?
you can't.
Okay, I'll disengage and move. Well, what's my 25 feet? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So
you can disengage from these two, but I don't believe it counts for this guy right here because you weren't engaged with him. Let me just double check. Disengage 5E. I'm just gonna double. Okay, nope, never mind. Your movement does not provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn. Okay, so you're good. You disengage as your action and run. All right. Top of the round. Another 3 of these drop down from the ceiling. So this one is trying to drop down on you. And so is the other one, actually. She didn't get hit, so I believe the sanctuary. Just gonna double check. I've got to keep track of all these things. Ward a creature spell is 1 minute. Okay. The warded creature. Does it even say concentration? I don't even think it is concentration. It's gotta be. No, I guess it's not. It's not concentration.
wow, that's a really good spell then. All paladin spells are concentration and they're annoying.
Yeah, no, it's just verbal, somatic, and material. That's it. Okay, so anyway, so this 2 of these guys are gonna try to drop on you. Oops, I forgot. Wisdom save. I forgot it even though I was just looking it up. That's a -1. There is no one else for that one to attack, so it just kind of drops to the ground. It doesn't really understand what just happened. And
I'm picturing the alien worms from Slither.
And that was a 2 -2. So again, but this one, hold on. Nope. Yep. So this one, it cannot get you, but it can attack Shekan. So it is going to attack her instead. Oops. Either way, that is a miss, as it rolled a 9. So, it drops down to the ground. You see Shekan, she just kind of like bats it out of the way as it drops and misses her. And then, alright, this last one here is going to try to get its teeth on Ulal, who's just recovering from having been knocked out by this creature with that nat 20 right at the beginning. But that is a 6. So he is also able to just like kind of kicks it. It misses him and then he kicks it and it skids across the floor a little bit out of the way. These creatures are not great. And it is his turn. So he is going to also disengage, and then he's gonna 5, 10, 15, run. He runs that way. Let me see, what else can he do? Nope, the disengage was his action. Next up is Roni, who is out here. She is going to... How's she looking? No, she's not great. She is going to do the same thing. She's going to disengage. She doesn't get as far as everybody else because she was further in. Same thing here. It's about there. And Erdnot, it is your turn.
Do I have to disengage again? I'm not in. I mean, how does it work? Because I disengaged and ran over here. Do I have to disengage again because something attacked me?
You are being threatened by several things, so you would have to, or else they could all attack you.
Alright, so I guess I would disengage again and make it my 5, 10. I forgot what the diagonal.
It should automatically do it. Yeah.
10, 20. So I can make it anywhere over there. Right?
Yep.
It's unoccupied.
Yep. Actually, all these guys here are all going to be running too.
The motherfuckers are gone.
They're like, ah, oops. Okay. All right, and then one more round. These piercers just keep dropping from the ceiling. They only have one more person to go for. Actually, one of them could go for her. That's what it's gonna do. So 2 of them are gonna go for Roni. The one drops from the ceiling. That is a 12, which no way. Her AC is 19. The next one is going to drop there. Let me see, where's 11? There it is. That's another 12. Oh no, wait, so that was 13. And then this last one is going to try for Chekan as she runs out of the area where they seem to be kind of like huddled in on the ceiling. That's a nat 20. So it drops down and oof. Yeah. Okay. I don't know that I could have rolled much better than that. As this one drops down, you see it like latches on the back of Shakan's neck. And I'm just gonna double check this one last time. Make sure I did the right amount here. Oh yeah. So it latches down and then you see like her eyes go wide and this ice, like almost like icy crystalline stuff starts to like come around her neck and her eyes roll in the back of her head and she drops down on the ground taking... Let me just double check something. Oh no, she's good. Taking 48 points of piercing and cold damage. And
Jesus.
she is down to 0.
Fucking icy hot.
So she's down.
Cave.
Okay. Lull. For his, what is he? Let's see. He is going to... He actually is just gonna grab her for his action and like, although he is a fairly strong guy, what's his strength? Oh no, he is not a strong guy. So he's only gonna be able to move like part of his way here, pulling her with him. let's see, 5, 10, out this way as he drags her as his whole action, kind of like ripping the piercer off and throwing it away. Roni is going to disengage because she's got so many all around her and just run. And I'm going to do a death save for Akan. He's good. And what are you doing?
I will grab her legs and help him carry her out of here.
Okay. So we don't need to act that all out. You guys have, as you're running out of this cave, like you've defeated this huge monster, but then you just see you've seen all these things like falling. You see them, the piercers that are about, a foot or so, these worms, and they're just kind of like crawling towards the edges, and you can see them like they start crawling up the sides of the walls to almost like get themselves back to their positions there.
But none of them are crawling past this point.
I mean, they seem to maybe be crawling in your direction, but they don't move very fast. So they're... After seeing what has occurred here, you guys gather that, like, these...
This was a trap.
Well, that, maybe. But in terms of how the creatures act, it's more of like you notice they don't hit necessarily very often, but when they do, most people are kind of a one and done. Like if you guys weren't there to help your friend, she would be gone. So that's how these creatures seem to sustain themselves. They don't have to hit you very often because the one time that they get you is very powerful. So you guys all gather kind of at the mouth of the cave, looking back, not feeling afraid that anything is following you per se, that you wouldn't be able to handle. But when you're finally able to take a breath, you all meet at the front of the cave here with Shakan, or Shakan. I keep calling her Shakan. Shakan. You guys are all, at the front. And you see Ulal just kind of rummages in Shakan's bag, pulls out a healing potion and kind of like opens her mouth and feeds it to her. And her eyes open, just like fluttering a little bit as the ice is like still kind of around her neck, and he wraps her up in a spare cloak from her bag, and he looks.
I would touch her forehead and give her like 5 lay on hands healing.
Okay. And the whole crew is all standing around. There's like bite marks and like little areas on people's like hands and arms and like around their ears where like the ice has kind of like come out from areas where they were bitten. A couple of them look really, really bad. Like they just barely made it out with the help of their friends. And you all just stand there. Ulal looks up at you, Erdnot, and he says, "I'm sorry, Erdnot. It appears this was a dead end."
With his last breath, the bastard let us into an ambush.
Perhaps. Again, I regret to say I was not part of any interrogations. So I do not know. And Roni is kind of like, she paces a little bit and she kind of like stands behind looking into the cave, just making sure that nothing is in there. It's like a complete dead end. She slams the butt of her sword against the ice cavern. That this was the best lead that they said they had. So where will the others bring us?
Wherever the gods will will us to go to find vengeance.
There's nothing here.
Who's got like the map or the information, or who's the navigator?
Ulal has it, but you were only given like this was the best lead, and so this is where you were sent.
Oh, I thought he had like a list of places if this didn't work out.
No, the list is there, exists, but it is at Veer Plains.
Well, we must head back then. Acquire the rest of the leads.
So you think this was a trap from the slaver? This is Ulal, who looks at you while he's kind of helping Shaken recover.
Oh, the giant heat bug did not seem to fit in here. Not a natural creature of this. Not a natural habitat for that creature. If this was a forward base of operations, it's either abandoned or that was a hell of a security system.
Ulal looks down, and then Shaken looks kind of turns her head, and she, what would the slaver have to gain by trapping us?
Spite. You would ensure that his master was not found.
Are humans known for spite? I will admit I know little of them.
Humans. I'm no human expert. I deal with them in trade only. They are a different kind of folk.
Roni kind of scoffs a little bit from behind you. He says, "Best keep it to trade."
Agreed. Laughs. Humans.
And Ulal looks at you and he says, "The impression that I received was that this slaver was paid by Kothja, but was not beholden to them. So again, I don't understand why they would send us to a trap."
Well, then perhaps his information was... He was fed false information.
That could be.
Anyone who enslaves their own kind. Ugh.
Indeed.
He didn't deserve to be put into the ground.
Well, shall we be off?
Let the men heal their wounds for a moment, and then we will get out of this desolate place.
All right. So you all keeping an eye out for anything else now that the large creature is gone. Just keeping an eye out for those nasty worm piercers. Kind of make a little camp in the mouth of this cave. After the people are healthy enough to continue on, you head back to Veer Plains. And all you're thinking in your head as you continue is, there's nothing there. There was nothing there. And this is just, as you head back to Veer Plains, it's the first of many fruitless leads spanning over 150 years that Erdnot Brubottle follows until the 5th day of the fading, when a chance encounter leads you to the village of Greenest, where hired mercenaries of a group called Kathja's Shadow set you back on the path once again.
Many years later.
And that is where we will end this flashback of not Brubottle. Well, thank you everybody who hung out with us during this. Usually I get to like kind of hang out in the chat a little bit more, but when I'm doing the duets, like it's just not possible because I have to focus on so many things all at once. But thank you to everybody who stayed and everybody who joined us throughout the entire session.
She's smiling because she has 156 years worth of these if she wanted to really drag this out.
If I did, yes. But I think the most important parts were revealed for the most part. And people got to meet Dratha, who, for those of you who are not caught up, is currently dead.
Oh, shit. Killing my children.
So, we will be back on Tuesday with our anniversary stream, bunch of giveaways. Please come back, hang out, just chat with the players and find out, I guess, like the new stuff that's going to be going on, and you can ask any questions that you'd like of all of our players as well. We did just reveal some new NPCs, including Boris, the Moodering Unicorn, so that one should be a fun one that keeps coming up. And then on Thursday we continue with Murderer's Fjord, and then Saturday is Return to the Bums of Greenest main campaign, where we will pick up in Brewbottle Tavern while Erdnot discovers the cause of his daughter's death. And we'll see what he is going to do about it. This dog, man. So I think it's Vampire the Masquerade, but I think I still want to go raid Gehenna Gaming. So we are going to raid them, unless I've been trying to follow some like small ones too. Nope. Let's see. Actually, let's do Gehenna Gaming, because I already said I was going to. So, we're gonna raid. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Come back on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and we will see you on Tuesday for some great giveaways.
Yeah, remember you want to win that awesome book, and if you're local, word of the week.
Word of the week.
Is fire crotch.
Nope. There we go. Skyrocket. All right. Thank you. Have a good night, and we will see you in a couple